folks, welcome back to another video. You join me and the boy in sunny Spain. Wasn't sunny this morning, but the mist and fog has cleared up. That happens quite a lot in this area actually. I'm staying in a place called Os de Balaguer. There's some good crags behind the camera over there that I'll flash up a short bit of footage of, no doubt. Good crags, not world class, but good crags, and I'm staying like 5 minutes that way, so they're nice ones to go to. Today's video, as per the clickbaity title, can a harness possibly be worth £150? It's a lot of money, isn't it? A real lot of money for a harness. I remember when they're a lot cheaper than that, and they still can be actually. I googled this morning like cheapest harness for climbing, and quite a few came up that were like £30 to £40 UK prices. Decathlon, Camp, yeah, a few others. Proper harnesses. I don't mean like rubbish you can buy on Amazon that you don't recognise the name of and probably isn't, you know, safety certified properly and all that kind of thing. But certainly in that kind of £40 to £60 range, there's a lot of choice when you take into account like things on special offer as well, if they've got the right sizes. So £150, it does seem like a lot of cash, doesn't it? A harness I've worn a lot, and you might have seen a review of before on the channel, is the Blue Ice Questa. And I've got the Questa Adjust with the adjustable leg loops as well. This is £90. Excuse me, checking my notes on here as the boy leans into me even more. I just wanted to make sure I said the weights correctly. £90 retail, all these prices are retail, so you can get things cheaper. 285 grams. Petzl Girondos that you see being used a lot, £90, 310 grams. Petzl Sitter, that's the real expensive one, although it's not much more, is it? £160 retail, 285 grams, so the same as this. I've got at home a couple of Black Diamond ones, including the Black Diamond Zone, £85 cost, 307 grams. And then the Halo, which is the one I've been wearing quite a lot now, £150, 255 grams. Sorry if you're American, that'll sound really weird, all the pounds and grams mixed up together, but yeah, UK pounds as in price, not weight, clearly. So this is lighter, isn't it? It is a lot more money. Your wallet will be lighter as well, so that'll save you some weight as well. I've now worn this probably about 40 times, I think, for 40 days, shall I say. Before I came away to Spain in December, I wore it for a couple of trad days, not a lot, but I have loaded it with full racks and worn it for like the whole day out kind of thing. So I feel like I've got a good idea of that. But most of its use has been here in Spain, on sighting some stuff, but a lot of red pointing, and that's a good test of a harness, isn't it? Just to feel how comfortable it is, because not only have I been red pointing, but I've been belaying people red pointing, so I've been sat in this harness a lot. The biggest compliment I can pay a harness really is not noticing it. The things you notice about a harness are the things that annoy you, aren't they? Perhaps it pinches you, perhaps when it's fully loaded with a trad rack it kind of slips down a bit and doesn't sort of feel right, or the gear loops are rubbish. I just don't really notice this harness, and I think that's a good thing, right? So the construction is the main thing, and that's probably the kind of the differential that makes it, you know, a lot more money than some others. I'm going to move myself just to show it up into the camera. You can see these kind of lines going through the harness, okay? That's the difference in the construction. Whereas most harnesses, not all, but most, do something similar to this Questa, where they have the webbing, which is like the structure through it as well. So the webbing just continues through this bit of padding. In the Questa it splits into two to try and spread the load a bit, but then they rely on some padding so those don't dig into you, okay? It hasn't got a lot of padding on the Questa, hence why it's nice and light. It's a comfortable harness, don't get me wrong, it is a comfortable harness. But with the Blue Ice one, there's a load of yarns running through it, right? Which are similar to Dyneema. It's not Dyneema, but it's similar to Dyneema. So here, the webbing like terminates there and it's bar tacked into it, and then I'll flash up some footage from the Blue Ice website, but it's a load of yarn spun, so actually the whole waist belt is like a supportive bit of kit, so it has a minimal amount of padding, virtually none really, but the load is spread across your waist, and it's the same for the leg loops as well. So the whole thing spreads the load and is super comfortable. That's the main takeaway from this harness. It is really comfortable, okay? The belay loop, they call a magic ring, I think. It's similar. It's all those yarns spun inside, a continuous loop, and then this outer bit is just sort of a protective sheath, a bit like what you'd find on a rope. So there's no join inside, but on the outer there is a little join there, but it's really minimal, so your gree or whatever doesn't like get stuck on that join and occasionally click, which is a bit annoying with a normal harness. Not the end of the world, obviously, but it is a nice feature, super skinny and light as well. There is a join, a minimal one. If you look at like a Black Diamond harness like the Zone, which has their continuous belay loop, there's no join at all, so it is slightly nicer on those harnesses, but this isn't like a negative thing, it's just to compare it to others. I can't say only good things about the harness, can I? Gear loops, 4 of them. Plastic on the front one, like a moulded shape, so it's easy to clip stuff on and unclip stuff as well. The back ones are just fabric. They say that's because they envisage people wearing it with a rucksack, and maybe the waist belt goes over that back bit, so it kind of is more comfortable and apparently easier to fold away and stuff. Yeah, I'm not really sure I'd buy into that one. I'd probably rather they were both plastic for the climbing I do, but I don't find it a particular negative. They're a reasonable size as well. They're not too small or anything. Black Diamond harnesses have pretty small gear loops, which I find a bit of a pain. What it hasn't got though, it hasn't got a 5th gear loop. I do like a 5th gear loop. It's good for those things like prussiks and belay bits of kit. Some people don't like them because they say stuff there, if you fall off and land on your back, it's going to bang into your coccyx and perhaps cause some damage. Perhaps that's the thing. It's not something I worry about, but perhaps it's a thing. Making some funny noises. The bits that keep the leg loops up close to your bum, it's just some elasticated cord. It's pretty flipping simple. They adjust just by a simple knot, so you pull it one way or the other to raise them or lower them. The Questa has probably the same cord really, and when I reviewed this I said, oh, maybe that won't last so long, that kind of thing, but the reality is that that's lasting just fine, and I've worn the Questa a lot. So yeah, maybe they won't last the longest time, but even if they did go, then it's just some elasticated cords, so you can replace that. It's not like it's stitched in or anything. You can replace that really easily. Leg loops aren't adjustable. You can see it's the same, like I said, the same spun yarn through it, so that they are comfy again. So if you want adjustable leg loops, yeah, this isn't going to be for you. It's not something I particularly crave, even when I did a lot more winter climbing than I do now. Opening those leg loops up to get crampons on and stuff, I'd just rather get the harness on first, early doors anyway, and then not have to worry about that. But it might, like I say, it might be a concern for you, and if it is, well, this just won't be the harness, will it really? So it's very comfortable. I find with a trad rack it doesn't slip down. With the extra weight of a trad rack, it doesn't pinch in any weird spots that I wouldn't notice sport climbing. I've done some long sport routes in it, like on sighting sort of 40-metre routes, so maybe I've had like 20 quick draws on me, and again the harness has carried all that absolutely just fine. Is it worth £150? Well, that just depends. To some people £150 is absolutely loads of money. To other people it's nothing, and many other people somewhere in between. Is it a top end harness? Yes, it definitely is. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I was given this to test by Beyond Hope, who import Blue Ice stuff into the UK, but there's no obligation for me to do a good review or to keep wearing it or anything like that. But it is a quality harness. You'd be pretty surprised if it wasn't a quality harness for £150, wouldn't you? £150, you'd expect quality. I'm going to keep wearing it, even though I've got other harnesses, because it's the one I wear and don't notice, like I've said, really. So it's going to be the one that stays in my harness for the rest of this Spain trip and comes out trad climbing and everything else back in the UK as well. I should have said it's all laminated together here, so it shouldn't all come like loose and baggy or anything like that as well. It just came to me then. So is it worth 150 quid to you? Up to you. Just because it's good for me though, might not be good for you, partly because of the fit. It's always worth trying a harness on. Yeah, putting it on is great because you can see if the distances are right and if it rides in a weird way, or if the gear loops sit in a funny place, because sometimes they do. But even better, get to a shop where you can actually dangle in it. Most good shops will have somewhere you can dangle in it, and you can just start to feel a bit more, and even they'll probably let you load some trad kit onto it, so you can just again feel how it fits. So it is really worth doing that kind of thing, because they don't all fit us all the same, do they? We're all different shapes and sizes. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the comments below. I will answer as best I can. I'm going to put some sunglasses on in a minute. It's super bright and nice now, and I'll take the boy out for a little stroll. If you've liked this video, click the like button, smash the subscribe button, find us on Insta, find us on Facebook, use the Buy Me a Coffee link to support the channel. All the support massively appreciated, continues to blow my mind. Even when I'm not doing many videos, I still get loads of comments and stuff, which is amazing. Thank you so much. As always though, massive thanks for watching. More videos coming up very soon.